back to the podcast. If you are listening, it's the same podcast. If you're watching, you'll see we are in a new space. We are still on Zoom, but we are in the Enterprise.
Oh,
As
that's fantastic.
it's we're advancing our tech. We started out in an office space and now we're in the Enterprise on Star Trek. So and we're sitting in our seats, and if we have guests, we can put them in the other seats behind us. Ah, so there you go.
Yeah, I'm very happy because I'm a Trekkie, you
I
know.
know. So, all right. Well, let's get into the podcast. You said you have questions and such to get into.
Yeah. Before I do that, though, I want to thank everybody who came down, friends and family, to my 80th birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and again, thank my children for making such a wonderful dinner at the Island Way for me. It was really, really great. I will take it to heaven, as they say. So I'm ready. Improvise with imagination. I'm going to ask you some questions. You comment on it. I'll comment on it. Nothing's really in depth. This might not be a long podcast, but it might be a
That's
fun
okay.
con
I was gonna say
podcast.
it's not about the length, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
That's correct. Okay, so let me ask you a question. I once
Yeah.
asked this to you before, but this is a question I'm repeating.
Okay.
What superpower do you wish you had?
Oh. We went through this once. That's right. So the technical answer, the cheat code answer, would be probability manipulation, meaning I can change the probability ratio of anything. So I could say what's the probability that I'll learn to fly in the next 5 minutes, and I can alter the probability to 99% or 100%. And then I could say, what's the probability that I develop the ability to have a photographic memory? And I can alter the probability. That's a game breaking one, right? Because it can arguably just be what's the probability I become God. So
Hmm.
without using something like that, I would say um, either something generic like flying or um, oh, what was the other one? No, I think I'll stick with flying because I always find that I really enjoy the aspect of flying. So if I'm going to go with the generic one, it's flying. If I'm going with the game breaking one, it's probability manipulation.
Okay. I would like to be able to travel through time. I
Hmm.
would like to go back and forth traveling through time without without necessarily affecting the past and the future.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it a time traveler in the sense of you want to be able to manipulate the things that occur, or just a sort of a viewer, a watcher?
I'll watch it. And then
Okay.
I would like to come back and have a list of 10 stocks I could invest
I,
in.
I
And
was gonna say, yeah, you can watch the stocks that go.
yeah, yeah, that's what I would like to do.
Okay.
Question: what secret conspiracy theory do you think you might be true?
Um, I'm not gonna I'm gonna discount aliens because I would argue that that's not really a conspiracy, that's just probability and math. Because like take religion out and just do the math. There's no way we are the only living things in existence. We just haven't met them. So I'm gonna take out aliens because I would argue that that is not a conspiracy, that's just real. We just haven't met them. Um, conspiracy that I believe in. Um, some type of Bigfoot. Some type of what, maybe it's not a Bigfoot, maybe it's a hybrid of a gorilla and human that's split off at some point in history. But some type of sentient, semi-sentient, monkey-like person that looks like Bigfoot. Um, I think that's real.
You mean like
Um,
you mean like you mean like someone you'd meet at a bar after 2 o'clock at
no,
closing time?
yeah, nice, yeah, something like that. That I believe the conspiracy that area that Antarctica has secrets. Whether it's a civilization, the Anunnaki, I don't know about that, but I think Antarctica, I believe both polar caps, but I believe those places have some level of mystery slash secrets that are there and are either being kept from people or we just haven't found them yet. But I do believe something is there.
Okay. I have a belief that a group of powerful people throughout the world have gathered and perhaps have made contact with aliens and have a secret society that we do not know about, and that this group of powerful men and women, whether they're rich or just intelligent, beyond our intelligence, um, control the major things that are happening in the world.
Mm.
What do you
So
think
Men in
about that?
Black.
No, beyond that, like beyond Men in Black.
Oh,
That would be part of it.
like lizard people
No, no,
who
no. Like the presidents of each country, the big rich people who
mm.
of companies
Got it.
uh, have all joined together, and it's been brought up many times that they have a society that meets and determines the outcome of a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
things.
Bilderberg.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, got it.
If you were immortal for a day, what would you do?
Immortal for one day.
Yep. I mean, you couldn't get hurt. You're immortal.
Do I still feel the pain?
Mm-mm.
So I don't feel any like I won't feel anything if I'm like drowning or anything like that.
No pain.
Okay.
You're immortal.
Um Realistically, if I was gonna if I because like some people are like, oh, I'd rob a bank, I can't get shot. I don't have super strength, so if they lock me in there, I'm screwed. So I would say I would go immediately to either to some type of researcher and try and convince them that I'm immortal, and either have them put me via rope to the bottom of the ocean to help navigate and like take images and videos and stuff, or in the jungle. That way, because I can't die. So I can't die. Some type of dangerous act like the Mariana Trench or something. Something that researchers really want to understand, but they just can't. They just need to get there to understand it, and they can't. That's what I would do. Considering it's only one day, right? Like if it was like a week or many, many days, maybe I'd go to space and like do something on the moon or whatever. But because it's only
Okay.
one day, it would have to be on Earth and preferably something like that, right? Where I either that or well, I was gonna say I could walk into Area 51 since they can't kill me, but they would absolutely detain me and then I would cease to exist after the day is over. So
That's,
so yeah,
that's,
I would stick with some type of research team that's looking for the technology's just not there yet and they just want to get down to this area.
yeah, I would be self-serving. Uh, I would want to do things I haven't been able to do because age crept up on me. I'd want
Mm,
to jump out of an airplane and
right.
know that I'm not going to get hurt. I would want to uh, be able to dive deep into the ocean, very similar to what you said, knowing that I can go as deep as I want without feeling the pressure of going too deep.
Hmm.
Possibly, if I couldn't do that, go in a one of those submarines underground, under the ocean. Um, or I think I would take a chance on taking one of those crazy flights into outer space
Oh, like the
because
Virgin Mobile ones where it's like just into space, but not like it like rides the rim of the whatever sphere.
yeah, or even further, because at my age, I just would want to explore, um, as far as it can take me, where I could get back, or
Hmm.
possibly live on a space station, um, where I don't have to worry about getting sick for a day. Um, I would enjoy that.
Okay, fair
Okay,
enough.
question. Here's a kind of hard one. If you had three wishes from a genie, what would you do?
So again, I could do the game breaking thing and just make every last wish for more wishes. But let's assume
No,
it's
you can't do that. You
yeah,
can't do
let's
that.
assume it's the same thing, right? You can't wish for more wishes, you can't wish for someone to love you, and you can't wish for to bring someone back from the dead, right? Like if we're going off of Disney's Aladdin genie, right? You can't no extra wishes, no forcing love, and no bringing back from the dead. Um, if that was the if that was the case, and I got three wishes, I would. Oh, there's so many. Um, I would wish. Um, oh God, you go because I gotta really like sit with this for a minute.
Okay. First, I would wish for a cure for cancer.
Hmm.
And if I could umbrella all major diseases under one wish, that would be great. If not, I would use the three wishes for cures for diseases. Um, I would wish that we had intelligent candidates and trustworthy candidates running for president of the United States. And I would wish for a more equitable uh, guideline for who's elected to the Senate and the Congress in our country because our country is falling apart.
That's fair. Um, I would wish for um,
I could come back to it.
I would no, because I'm also taking these like crazy serious, and I don't necessarily need to. But I guess I would go for something like I would probably take one for selfish purposes, and then the rest would be the other two would be for society. So the one for myself would be I'd wish to have probability manipulation.
You're back to that again.
um,
That's fun. That's funny.
because then I can do everything else that I need to do.
Yeah.
The other two would be something to the degree of ending world hunger or ending giving like making sure some type of ending homelessness or something to that degree globally. And then the second thing would be some type of either global IQ raise the baseline IQ,
Mhm.
or some type of empathetic injection, like wishing that everyone has a baseline of empathy and awareness to themselves and those around them, because I think that is lacking in a lot of high-powered people, leaders, and so forth.
Okay. Here's a fun one. How long would you last in a zombie apocalypse?
Um, I think I would last longer than the general public, but I don't know if I would end up being like The Walking Dead, where I'm one of the last 70 people alive. Um, yeah,
Okay.
especially because I need medication. I
Mhm.
think I would dry up. My medication would cease to exist, and then my psoriasis would come back, and I would dry up like a prune,
Mhm.
and I would have some issues. So maybe that would actually stop me from getting the virus because my overactive immune system would just defeat it.
Could be. Could
But
be.
yeah, I would say I think I would survive better than at least 50% of the global population. At least. At least.
Yeah.
Minimum 50%. I'd say maximum like 75. Because I think there's tons of doomsday preppers and people with guns and weapons and so forth that have just such a better opportunity than me. I've played a lot of zombie games and I know certain things, right? Like a tube of toothpaste is much better than bringing like a box of snacks because of the ability to consume that and it's more portable and so on and so forth, right? Like certain things like that. I think I would have a level of awareness and smarts, but I don't see unless I got lucky and like ended up with a crew of people that we survived together. I think if it was on my own, yeah, it's like 50 to 75.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think I'd do well because I would look for a spaceship like we're on now to escape. Okay.
That's fair enough.
I would look for a spaceship to go someplace. And because, like you, I'm on medication, mine keeps me alive. I could have a problem with that, but then again, it would make me fearless. I mean, right now, I have a Bowie knife, a hatchet, and a spear. And based on all the zombie movies, I think I would be better than 50%
Yeah.
able to take care of myself as long as my meds kept up and if I could exist without my meds. So
The
I think,
zombies bring it to you via Amazon.
yeah, that could be Amazon riders, drivers. That's correct. Question. If you had an introductory song that played every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
Oh God.
Good
It's
question, huh?
WWE right here. Um, an introductory song every time I walked in. Um, what's yours?
My Way, written by Paul Anka, sung by Frank Sinatra.
Hmm. Damn, you had that one right in your back pocket. Um,
It came right up. I mean, that's the way I
I
feel.
don't know. It would have to be something. It's probably something stupid, some type of anime that I watch. I'd probably have one of their songs because those are fun.
Okay. If you could travel back in time to any point in history, what would it be?
Any point in history, specifically back, not forward.
Yes.
Uh, assuming we travel back and nothing happens to us and we're not hurt or anything like that, like whatever.
Yes.
Um,
We're not just a watcher, like I said, going back, being a time traveler, but we're a participant.
oh, oh, we're a participant in this.
Yeah, but we can't get hurt.
Okay. I would say either the Big Bang. Can't really be a participant in that unless I'm a rock. Or a random point in time with the dinosaurs.
Mm.
I want to see those bitches. I we hear that apparently they're feathery now. They're not reptilian, they're feathery. I want to see those feathery little bitches. Well, big.
Okay. No, I'll stick with Jurassic Park with that. But I would uh, I think I would like to go to the American Revolution and fight for our freedom at that point and meet General George Washington and see if he really had wooden teeth. And
He didn't have wooden teeth. That was a lie. It was slave teeth.
it was what teeth?
Slave.
Okay. I don't get that, but okay.
That's what that was. The lie was wooden teeth. It was teeth of slaves. I'm sorry to say.
He pulled their teeth out and he used it?
Yeah. He made
Oh, well.
dentures. He made dentures out of their teeth.
Oh, I never heard that, but okay, I'll take your word.
Mhm.
I'll take your
Well,
word for
well, you
it.
can travel back and see him.
Okay, that's correct. Um, now, if if you had if you had to change your name, what would it be to?
Change my name.
Yeah, your first and your second name, or you can have one name if you wanted
Like
to change your
Cher,
name. Yeah,
Beyonce.
yeah.
Um, I don't think I would change my name. I don't think I've ever had a desire to be someone else. Um, yeah, I don't think I would change my name because I don't really have a desire.
Okay. My parents, who I love very much, named me with the times. My last name I like, which I won't mention on the internet because I don't want any ex-girlfriends, contacting me. Two have already done that.
Right.
I'm not happy about that. Um, if you, if I had to change my name, my parents gave me Alvin Eugene. Not so great.
Mm.
You know, So if I when I'm in business, I use Alvin E. With my friends, I use Al, but I won't mention my last name. But I would just go by one name, Superman.
Hi, we're back. Sorry, I had a computer problem. My computer decided to shit the bed for a minute. He made a joke about Superman. I said that should be on his license. Uh, that's going to be funny if it's on his license. And then he went on to the next question. So now we're here. Okay, cool. We're caught up. Shoot me the next question.
Okay, if money did not exist and you could have any job in the world, what would it be?
Ooh, um, any job in the world. I don't think I would have a job. I think I would like to just be free as a bird and be able to spend that money how I wanted. I would do probably community work, whether it's my community or travel somewhere and help another country. I would probably go back to school. I would not be stressed about my medication. I would go on vacation and play video games. So,
Sounds like a variety of things.
yeah, I don't think I would have a dream job because I don't think I dream of working. I think I would, if I had all the money in the world or money was no object, I think I would just use it and then spend like significant portions of my time helping people around me, right? Physically building houses like Habitat for Humanity or going to another country and doing A, B, and C. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would, if money did not exist and I could choose what I wanted to do and I didn't have to worry about making a living, uh, and I would want to be an entertainer, uh, a comedian, a singer, uh, try to make people happy, make people laugh, not at my singing, but at my jokes, uh, maybe be in the movies. Um, I think I would like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you could pass on one talent to your children, what would it be? Now, you don't have any children, but what would it be?
One talent to my children, if or when I have children. One talent. Probably the ability to pick things up quickly. Not physically pick things up, but pick things up meaning uh I find that I can learn something to a moderate degree pretty quickly. I don't think I've become a master at it, but I think more than most people around me, I can I can learn something I've never done before. I can learn and get decent at relatively fast. So I'd say that skill, being able to do that for my kids would be nice.
That's pretty good. Mine would be to pass on the ability to love your family members and never stop talking to anyone in your family unless they commit something horrendous. Um, because
And to control how good they look because it's such a sex symbol, you can't
that's correct.
I understand it's hard for you to manage because you're just such a sex symbol. It's
That's
hard
right.
to keep all the people, men and women at bay. So maybe
Mm.
you want to pass on the ability on how to control that.
Yeah, you keep talking. I like what you're saying. Now, what is your favorite childhood memory?
Favorite childhood memory. Oh God.
Was it growing tomatoes?
Shut up. Oh my God. Um, favorite childhood memory. Uh, Christ. I don't know. I guess like favorite childhood memory is I don't think it's a specific one, but it's definitely like going to your house when we were young, right? Like getting on the plane, being excited to be going to your house for like 2 weeks, where it's like your house, Disney, your house, Christmas, New Year's, all the fun stuff. Yeah, I'd say those.
Oh, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate that. Um, what is the mine
Yeah, I was gonna
was
say, what about yours?
yeah, mine was driving to the Catskill Mountains,
Okay.
to one of the hotels with my mother and father and spending 10 days there. Uh, and I just enjoyed it immensely. I enjoyed the freedom I had, and I enjoyed being uh, when I was younger, being with my parents. Even though I had terrible allergies, and there was grasses and trees up there, I just thought it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Question: what is the best meal you have ever eaten?
Best meal I've ever eaten. It's something Greek. It's something Greek. Um,
Okay, that could be an answer. Anything
yeah,
Greek?
it's probably been some Greek restaurant at one point or another. Uh, Made something that was just orgasmic. I've had some good food, but the Greek in me just can't let it go. It's too good.
Okay. Anything my mother cooked.
That's
My
fair.
mother was my mother was a fantastic cook. One of the dishes I loved, uh, she she called kadempta chicken. Kadempta means crispy chicken with paprika, and oh, it was absolutely delicious. And the other one was a ribeye with her mashed potatoes with chicken fat. I
Hmm.
mean, it was fantastic.
I'll
Um,
I'll tell you what my favorite one of my favorite desserts I can be very specific with. And I don't know if I've brought this up on this podcast. Um, One of my favorite desserts I have ever had. And I'm not a huge dessert person. Let's make this clear. I enjoy desserts. I will have desserts for birthdays, holidays, and so forth, but regularly at diners, restaurants, and just food in general, I don't tend to shoot for desserts. I am more of a savory than a sweet. But I had a dessert with Catherine. At one point I think it was her birthday. It was either her birthday or it was just like an anniversary slash date day. We went to this restaurant and their dessert was it was like some type of Turkish or Mediterranean restaurant. Surprise, surprise. Their dessert was a chilled pear with, I believe it was chilled pear with like fresh made ice cream, a blueberry sauce, like a sauce, like almost like it was almost like a balsamic type sauce, like that consistency, but blueberry. And then I don't know if it was real gold, but it had like gold paper or flakes on top. That was one of the most, it was just, it's crazy. I loved that dessert and I've never forgotten it since. It's been years. It's got such a sweetness, but it's subtle too. It's not overly sweet and there's nothing bready about it. The chilled pear with the ice cream. Oh my God. And the blueberry sauce was so nice.
Yeah, maybe somebody who's listening will send it to you.
Ah, so good. I'll have to go
Okay.
back there and see if it's still there. But yeah, that would probably be my one of my, if not the um top tier like favorite desserts I've ever had.
Mhm. Now, I have a star next to this.
Okay.
What is the most awkward thing that ever happened to you?
Oh, easy. This is probably, yeah, this probably goes pretty high up there. I would have to really sit and figure out if it's number one, but it's if it's not, it's like number two. Um, eighth grade, had a party. My parents at the time let me have a end of the year party at the house, and I invited the whole grade, every single kid. Not everyone came, but the whole grade was invited. And at one point, we this was when we lived back on the farm. It was a big property. Um, and at one point, I got invited with the popular kids to this part of the property when we were on there, and they played a spin the bottle. I ended up getting picked with one of the popular girls who I had had a crush on in the past, and we were supposed to go over there and kiss. Me being 6 foot at the time and her being small, she was standing on a tree root, and we go to kiss. Eighth grade, it's my first kiss. I've never like done this before. She's balancing on a root. She missteps and we miss. And she doesn't try again. And she just runs away. And I got so sad. And it was so awkward because we missed. Like, I think I kissed her ear or her cheek or something. And I was so excited. And it ended up being a miss. And then she ran away and told her friends that I missed. And I was so sad. But so yeah, that probably chalks up to one of the most embarrassing things for me.
Yeah, it's something similar. I don't get into awkward things that happened when I was an adult, but I was in the sixth grade and I was living in Brooklyn. And what I thought was the prettiest girl in my class, uh, one of the boys in the class was throwing a party at his house. And I knew he wanted to invite her to the party.
Hmm.
So I went and asked her first. And she said, let me give you an answer shortly. And then he told me I'm not invited to his party. And
So you invited her to the party. She said yes, and then he uninvited you so that you can't see her.
uh, actually, she said no because she wanted to go to the party and she went with him.
Oh,
But it was
oh,
awkward. It was awkward because I took it took me a lot to get up the courage to ask her,
no.
even though I was a good looking kid and he looked like a monkey, in my eyes, you know. But that was very, very awkward.
That's rough.
Yeah, kids can be cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've had many funny things happen that were awkward when I was a young adult and adult. Okay, next. We only have a couple more.
Okay.
Well, what was the best reason you faked being sick?
I don't think I ever faked being sick. I know that's like a common trend for kids. I don't think I ever faked being sick because I uh was too afraid to get in trouble. And yeah, like I don't know. Never faked being sick. I may have faked being sick because maybe it was a fake sick in the sense of we had told the school I was sick and it was like 2 days before a spring break or something. We went on a vacation. But like, I don't think I've ever personally been like faked being sick to my parents when I was a kid so that I could
Yeah,
get out of school or an event or something.
me neither. I never did that because that would mean I lied to my parents and make my mother worry. Uh, but I did fake being sick hundreds of times, not hundreds of times. I would say many, 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 many times when I was working, I'd call in sick
Hmm.
when I wasn't sick, you know, and they just gave up asking for a doctor's note, you know,
Yeah.
because I used to go when I used to work at a particular job. I used to go uh, to Puerto Rico with my friend on a junket, and I used to leave like on a Thursday night. I had mentioned this to you, but I won't
Hmm.
mention who I worked for. And I used to rush from work, take a plane with my friend to Puerto Rico, and come back very early Monday morning and start work. So I used to lie on Fridays, call in sick. Problem was I called in from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Or
They're
if
like,
it
why
was
am I getting a collect call?
yeah, or if it was a snow day, I would take a snow day.
Mm.
I mean, so that was one of the things. Two more questions and we will be finished.
All right.
Now, this touches on something else we talked about. Would you rather explore the depths of the ocean or outer space? Knowing that you're not going to get hurt.
Yeah. Um, uh, I've flip-flopped on this answer before because I've heard of this question and I've thought about it. Sometimes I think I've said I would do the ocean because we still live on Earth, and I think it would be cool to see what's at the bottom of the ocean, if there's any civilizations that we never knew, whatever. I think that would be cool. But expanding space and understanding, assuming I could travel millions of light years and come back in a reasonable amount of time, right? Like I don't exit space and then I don't enter space and then never come back, you know. I think space would be really, really scary, but really, really, really cool because what if I find a fucking other civilization? Excuse me. What if I find another civilization? We get their
Yeah,
tech. We get their
yeah,
cool stuff. What if they have their own version of a television? Like,
yeah.
that's cool. I kind of want the space just for the gamble of a new society.
Well, you can't get hurt, so you can't become somebody's meal.
That's
So
true. That's true.
yeah,
But I would say space. assuming I could record the absolute in the petabytes worth of data that I would be uh require that would be required to carry so that I could bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah, I would probably go for space just because I want the gamble of meeting aliens.
Yeah, well, my first choice would have been space, but then I realized something. To get anywhere, you're just traveling in open space, and you're not really going to see very much until you get to a destination.
Right. Well, that's why I was making the assumption, like I understanding that I would travel in a direction, right? I'm not traveling all of space, but I would travel in a direction and reach multiple destinations and back in a reasonable amount of time because it takes months, years to get to some of the planets in our solar system. So that's why I'm saying is like if I could travel outside of our solar system and back in a reasonable amount of time, right?
Yeah,
If that's doable,
yeah,
I pick a direction and I can choose 10 planets in that direction or
yeah,
10 wherever that are landable. They're not gaseous balls, right? And
yeah,
I could travel there, learn, come back in whatever, 2 years, 5 years,
yeah,
whatever it is. I'll do
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay. If I had a choice, I would rather, considering that I won't get hurt, and I would rather travel and explore the oceans as deep as I could go. I know whatever vehicle I use to get down there, uh, I would probably be attacked by something big that we don't know of. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Giant
but
squid or some type of shark that's three,
yeah,
400 years old.
yeah, but again, I would say the caveat to this is that I can't get hurt. You
Yes,
know,
of course, of
rather,
course.
yeah, because there's an endless amount of fish and probably a lot of sunken treasure and sunken ships and maybe cities and things to see that if I could keep going and going and going, I would have endless surprises. Whereas it would take a lot of time consuming travel to get to my destination and back without really seeing possibly anything worthwhile. So I would say in the ocean, I would choose.
Fair enough.
Last question.
Okay.
Now, would you want to be able to read people's minds and thoughts,
Okay.
but they have the ability to read your thoughts, meaning a society that reads one another's thoughts?
Uh, is it constant? Like Superman, how he can just hear everything on that's going on the planet at all times?
Well, he only hears what's going on. He can't read your thoughts,
No, no, I
Superman.
know, but what I'm saying is Superman can hear everything that's going on Earth at all times 24/7. He can't shut it off. So what I'm saying is, am I able to turn off and on my mind reading abilities, or is it just every person I pass, I'm hearing their thoughts as if they're talking out loud?
Every person you hear,
It's just incessant.
incessant.
Yeah, then no. That's too much noise.
Yeah, I agree. I think I
If I
I
could turn it on and off, right? Like if I'm going walking around New York and I'm in Times Square and I don't want to hear 5,000 people's thoughts all at once and I could turn it off, or if versus like when I go on a date or something and I turn it on. They can read mine, that's cool, but that I would do that if it's abilities to turn off and on. That's fine. I'll do that. I think that's fair. Um,
if,
but if it's
I,
incessant, absolutely not.
yeah, I wouldn't want to be able to read people's thoughts because uh it would piss me off some of the things they were thinking and I would retaliate.
Hmm.
And I mean, I got enough problems. talking politics with my friends. I wouldn't want to know the aftermath of after we talked politics, what they thought, or vice versa.
Yep, yep,
Uh,
that's
uh,
understandable.
yeah. And I think your thoughts should be something private. And that if you chose to speak about your thoughts, that's one thing, but not have somebody read your thoughts. Although they say in the movies, when I say they, the writers and directors and whatever, they say that some of the aliens will be talking through transferring of thoughts.
Yeah,
So
telepathy.
telepathy, yeah. So who knows what would be? But I like my privacy, and I don't think I would have friends if I were able to read people's thoughts or they were able to read my thoughts.
That's fair
So
enough.
with that, I'm out of questions.
Yeah, no,
And
I think that was good. I like those questions. I think
yeah,
it was a good time.
yeah, and I would like people to use some of these questions with their friends, have a
Yeah,
couple of beers, sit around, talk about it,
I
and
agree.
try to get away from the next 100 and some odd days of arguing about politics. I
Yeah.
mean,
And
you know,
if you want, if you're on YouTube, you can comment and give us some of your answers and why. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcast, hello, you're probably not watching us. I think Spotify you can watch if you want, but if you're just listening, you can always go on YouTube and let us know your thoughts. If not, you can always message us or talk to us about it if you want. Other than that, though, I would say you have a good day, evening, night, whenever you're listening or watching to this.
yes,
And
absolutely, and be healthy.
we will see you in the next one.
Yes,
Peace out.
spaceship, close the spaceship down.
Spaceship down.